Hello, everyone. I'm John Masserini, Senior Analyst with Tag Cyber. Today, we are here with Edouard Viot, the Vice President of Product for GitGuardian. Eduardo, tell me a little bit about GitGuardian. How did the idea originate, and kind of really where did all of this come from?
GitGuardian has been created back in 2017 by two co-founders. They were data scientists and software engineers. And they, as a side project, if you will, they created GitGuardian. They had the idea to scrap the GitHub public API and then to find some things in it. So they found a lot of hard-coded secrets in it, and then created an automated system in order to send an email to people that put a secret that could have been maliciously exploited by someone. So they created this automatic system, and then they had a community before having a product, and then created an enterprise-grade product on top of it. And today, this gross machine is continue to work. We send 3K email per day, and we have 300 new free users per day. So it's really a gross machine that we built, and then providing a security solution in order to remediate to all the problem. This gross machine really allows to remediate at scale, but also to build brand recognition. Today we are the first application in the GitHub marketplace in the security security category, and it helps us also to raise 56 million so far on top of this company.
That's pretty impressive. It's definitely the numbers themselves are just reflect how kind of the open source world is kind of evolving and everything that's going along with it. So what's the journey been like so far?
So myself, I arrived in March 2022, so a few months ago, sorry. I arrived 3 months after the B series as VP product. Before I was VP product and engineering in other cybersecurity company. And like I said, if I came, I really liked this idea of gross machine in order to warn everyone that was making mistake, but also the vision of the co-founders, especially the vision to build a full platform on top of code security, and not only build secret detection, but we will continue inside the code security to do great modules. So I was really in line with the vision of the co-founder. And a few weeks after I came inside the company, I've been really surprised by the ability to execute. So yeah, I guess 2 or 3 weeks after I entered, we onboard 1 million recurring revenue customer, a big one. And it has been really smooth, both by the technology and the human facts. So only a small team with customer success, 1 PM, 1 technical guy was taking care of it, and it has been really smooth. So yeah, was in line with the vision, but really well surprised by the ability to execute. And myself, so yeah, I scale the product management team from 5 to 11 people, both product manager and product designers. The company, same thing. When I entered a few months ago, we were 60. We are now 100. So we continue to hire a lot of talents. So yeah, my main job in the first month was to hire key people, structure well this thing, who should decide of what, or should the PM work with the product designer, or should product guys work with other departments within the company. So yeah, hire key people, structure well, and then making sure that the product vision is clear for everyone inside the company. And since I wanted to be close to the field, I met a lot of customers who have really interesting references like Snowflake, Mirantis, Instacart, Talent. Most of our customers are US based. And then, yeah, it has been a real chance for me to create a kind of feedback loop, if you will, with all these customers in order to give us the right feedback in order to enhance our solution.
Yeah, and that's certainly one of the benefits of being a company your size is your agility and how quickly you can incorporate new features and functions and really kind of help your customers be successful because of how quickly you can turn the products around and really kind of help them. So what are some of the biggest problems that those customers are seeing right now?
Yeah, at the first sight, I was thinking that the public repositories problem was the most important, and GitGuardian began with the public repositories. But yeah, private repositories are also really important, especially for AppSec and the shift left companies. In fact, when you want to break into a big corporation like a GAFA, like a Microsoft or Google or anyone, the first thing you will do is to get one access. For example, access to one developer. You send a phishing email to the 20K developer of this company, and one of them will be trapped. And then you have access to a piece of the cake, but you want to have all the source code of the company. And what we figure out is malicious people leverage the secrets in order to do so. In fact, it's on private repository, it's a way to elevate your privilege in a way. You have only access to this, you find a secret, you have an SSH key to have access to the database, or you have an access to the CI of the build of the application, and then you leverage, and you have access to everything, and you can leak all the source code, for example. And it has been a bet 5 years ago when we created the company, but right now, most of the big breach that we see, the infamous one in the news, are leveraging secret. So the bet has been a way for us to be the pioneer in this market.
Yeah, and I'll just from some of the experience that we're seeing is too often those shared secrets are shared between projects as well as within the project, right? So it kind of spreads throughout the whole the pipeline and the environment, and we're finding it very interesting that when you have, it's no longer, oh, it's just a shared password to get you into an application. It's a shared secret that actually goes pretty wide throughout the environment. So yeah, it's definitely a risk of today. So tell me, how there are kind of other players in the market. How are you different from some of the other folks who are offering kind of similar solutions?
Yeah. So yes, the first thing we have been a pioneer. So we began when it was greenfield, which is an advantage. But the way we are in this market in 5 years, and we have big A series, B series fundraising in order to invest a lot in engineering and products. So we launched 2 products, one for the public monitoring and then for the private repo. But yeah, by the way, you see a lot of competitors entering this market, which is a good sign, which is a sign that this market is not to be evangelized, but it's a real market. But for example, today you have maybe 20 open source projects in order to detect the problem. But for us, the detection will become a commodity in 1 year. What I say is, every competitor entering the market today will be able to detect like us in 1 year. And detection is not the real part. We are investing so much into remediation at scale because we put the light on the problem by detecting, and we offer it through our pro bono alerting. We can send free email to say, okay, you have made an error. But for big enterprise, which is complicated, is to remediate thousands and thousands of problems they made in the past, with 20K developers to educate on this task. So yeah, it's really something about remediating and preventing a problem more than detecting. And we have also the VCS like GitHub or GitLab entering this market. But for enterprise customer, we are seen as an agnostic company. We do the same level of security no matter what the version code system is or the cloud deployment is. And it's really important for enterprise grade customers.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with a lot of the hybrid organizations, and how it's not a lift and shift. It's it's a migration to cloud services. So the ability to do both private and public is absolutely critical. So what were some of the areas of focus for the company of last year? In around this area.
Yeah, so in 2022, so like I said, we made some big deployments of big enterprise customers, several one that gave us some feedback. We have been constructing capabilities in terms of remediation. How do you remediate at scale? How do you onboard 20K developers in your solution? And you have to think about all the edge case. For example, when a developer has commit a secret in the past, but he is not in the company anymore, what should be our behavior? We need to guide our customer through all these edge case in order to make their life really simple. And also we worked on the prevention part. So we constructed GG Shield. So you can put it in your laptop, in your CI, and then the secrets are blocked before they go to the version code system. So the sooner you detect a problem, the easier it will be to remediate. So this was the shift left idea of GG Shield. And then we began our move to the platform and to the new modules. So we began with infrastructure as code security. So the idea is to detect misconfiguration inside Terraform file. So where the CSPM solution finds some cloud problem at the run phase by auditing the cloud, we do the same job, but by auditing the Terraform. So it's more at the build phase where the CSPM are doing it at the run phase. So we already made a beta of infrastructure as code security. We will continue it in 2023. And we also release GG Canary. It's an open source project. So the idea is to put some fake canary, or we name them One token. So it's false secrets like Amazon AWS key. And then we put it inside the code or elsewhere, and a malicious guy will try to exploit them. And when we will trap him and raise an alert saying, okay, you have been breached, and it's in this part of this directory repository that you have been breached. So this has been a success for GG Canary. So we will in 2023 continue this project, and we will name it One Token.
Yeah, it's a very unique approach, and really kind of provides a lot of transition from the scanning and identification, and really becomes a proactive tool, right? And that's kind of a very kind of unique point, and definitely a unique approach. So what's the future hold? Where do you see GitGuardian going over the next couple of years?
Yeah, so yeah, being a platform, like I said, so with several modules, we will continue on this effort to provide the good infrastructure as code security module, but also the ONI token. Like you said, it's a kind of being proactive, being able to not only say you have this risk through this secret, but you have been breached and the hacker is there. So it's another step of it, but it's really important to properly detect it. But the you have been breached is not the only use case of Oni token. We want to construct some other. One especially about the supplier, because supply chain security is becoming more and more important. So we want also to leverage these tokens in order to detect when one of your supplier has been breached. We have seen some weeks ago, for example, that Circle CI has been completely breached. By using some fake token, we could detect this kind of supply chain attack and warn our customers and one of their supplier is at risk, for example. Or also to detect some source code leaked. With our token in your code, we can say, okay, we have seen your source code in a public GitHub repository or any public monitoring repository, and then warn the person. So yeah, we want to really extend our use cases and turn into software development lifecycle security, supply chain security. And the last module is we will construct in 23. We are already working on it, is software composition analysis. So in a nutshell, the idea is, in fact, you only write 10% of your code. Most of the attack surface are the dependencies you are using. And when you integrate, for example, WordPress, there are a lot of sub-dependencies, and at the end, you use thousands of dependencies without even knowing. And if each dependencies have in average 3 vulnerabilities per year, in fact, you have a lot of vulnerabilities to enter. So the idea is to put the light on it, but help you to completely remediate all these kind of incidents through our solution. But yeah, in a nutshell, since supply chain security is a big problem and that every new supplier is a risk for you, we want you to leverage on what you have done as a customer on our platform, all the time you already invest to onboard the team, to collaborate through our platform, you will be able to tackle some new vulnerabilities directly through the platform. And last but not least, so in 2023, we will open the US market. So we have a lot of US guys, but we have not one office right now. And we want to continue to reinforce our presence in the US, to continue to reinforce our growth there. And it will also lead a lot of key areas in the US in 2023.
So it looks like that the future is very bright for the company. Certainly addressing a lot of the supply chain and the app dev issues that we're hearing about. Do you have any final thoughts for our viewers today?
Well, if you are interested, you can go directly to the GitGuardian website. And so we have a free tier, so you can completely test our security capabilities. You can test the solution and collaborate inside of it. So if you want to tackle your secret problem inside your organization, don't hesitate to come to us.
Wonderful. Edward, thank you very much for your time today, and look forward to chatting with you again.
Thank you, John. See you.
Take care. Thank you.